Recorded Books and RB Digital present Apocalypse Nix by Kameron Hurley. Narrated by Mia Barron. The Body Project. When you feel the suffering of every living thing in your own heart, that is consciousness. Bhagavad Gita. The man's rugged visage, hanging from the upper window of the tenement building, was captivating. The rest of him was less so, as it was a mangled wreck of shattered limbs and shredded torso strewn all over the street at Nix's feet. Nix towed at the burst flesh of his admittedly once fine form, now split and oozing a sour blend of offal that brought to mind the pungent stink of rotten bodies at the front. That memory, paired with the profile of the man's head, sparked a sudden familiarity. She had a powerful feeling that she knew him. Nix squatted next to the body, turned over the sun-baked left wrist with some effort. The stiffness told her the body had been there most of the night. A familiar purple tattoo in the shape of an unblinking eye stared back at her. A wave of remorse rolled through her, more intense than she expected. She rubbed at the loose skin absently, gazed back up at the swinging head. His name was Jahar, and he was already supposed to be dead. She knew because it was her mistake that killed him. Is he a deserter? Her contracted magician, Reese, stood just behind her, speaking low in his thickly accented Nashinian. A man under 40 in the city? Nix said, rising. Sure is. We're here for a parole violator, not a deserter, Reese said, paging through the slick green papers of his little book of bounty contracts. Should I update Tate on the delay? Tate was Nix's comtech, responsible for monitoring and hacking into chatter conveyed through other hunters' communications. She had picked up a lot of free tips on other hunters' bounties by having him monitor their communication streams. Not yet, she said. Tate was securely nestled away in the dilapidated upper level of the storefront she'd been renting for the last 8 weeks. He was probably eating takeout curry and confessing his worries to some Ras Tegan idol. She wasn't sure how deep this was going to get yet, and didn't want to involve any more people than she had to until she understood why a good man who died 1,000 miles from here lay mutilated on the streets of Bahara. She glanced at Reese and wondered if she was going to have to bag him and dump him after this run. He had only been in her service for 3 weeks, and she was already reconsidering her choice of magician. Nobody liked dealing with Chenjin refugees, and it would be worse if she started looking into the death of a military man. Reese had better manners and a better head for numbers and paperwork than she did. She got her letters backward and hadn't attended the state school for more than a couple years. His education, best she understood it, had been a bit more lavish than hers. Every good bounty hunter had a magician on their team, but she suspected she was the only hunter foolish enough to have a Chenjin one. Maybe it's best we leave deserters to the beldams, Reese said. You aren't scared of a few beldams, are you? Nix said. This sort of kill isn't their style, and this soldier didn't deserve it. Though killing Jahar and other deserters like him was pretty much the entire job description of beldams these days, they generally cleaned up what they put down. Nix knew she used to be a beldam before she'd pissed them off enough to get blacklisted. Reese sighed. I didn't say they did it. I said we best leave it for them to handle. The hood of his burnous was pulled up, hands tucked neatly into its broad pockets. A single cicada clung to his sleeve.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.